In this video, we will see how to configure the send HTTP request in the Copilot Studio. So the send HTTP request can help you to make the API call so that you can integrate your Copilot with a third-party tool or any systems. We can integrate it. So where we get it? So I will open one of the topics. So in here, when you select add in the advanced, we have send HTTP request, right? So this we will see in this video how to configure it. The scenario which I'm going to do for the demo is I have one database created here in the Superbase system where I have created my project. And on this project, I have created one table. This is my application table, and I have inserted few rows. So I have column ID created at first name, last name, and gender. Mostly ID will be it is identity. So it will insert the new number here. They created as the current time when it will be inserted. The first name, last name, and the gender, these are the three dynamic parameters which I will be passing from the Copilot to create the new row into this table. And to do that, I have the API exposed from this table. So this is provided by this system itself. So this is the API. Here, if you see the insert row, we are having the uh, insert row different parameters here, and we can configure it. So here we have the insert row, and then we can see the post, and this is the URL of the application, and this is the API key which we need to pass the API key here. And then authorization, if you have bearer token, we can pass it. And then we have the object, like basically the JSON payload which we will pass to post. It will create the record for the same. So this is the method we will going to use it. To do that, so we will design the Copilot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the new topic. But before that, let me tell you the setting I have. So currently in the setting, I have enabled the generative preview for mode here. So automatically any topic, it will be automatically called when I will ask any questions related to the description of the topic which I have. So I'm going to configure the new topic here from the blank, and you can see it is triggered by Copilot automatically. And I will describe it that this topic will handle the basic operations like create, update, or delete on the application table on my system on the system. These operations are necessary. These operations are necessary to perform the data data operations. We can say something here like related to that. Okay, data operations. Okay, so basically, I'm just giving few details on that. Basically, I want to include the application table name here, the create, update, delete, so that automatically it will pick up this topic. That is why I have included that description. Once it is done, then as I mentioned in the table, I have three columns to be asked, right? So for that, I will ask the question from the user to input it. So ask question, I will select. I'll just name that. Please enter the first name of user, first name. Okay, then that will be the of identify type as a person name. So I'll select that person name, and the variable it will store, I'll keep this as a person first name. Okay, great. And next we'll ask another question to enter this last name. So please enter the last name. Instead of asking this question one by one, we can do the ask with adaptive card also. But I'm just taking this approach just for the because I just need to capture this information from user. So this will be person last name. Okay, and another variable I will take for the gender. So I'll ask here is enter gender. like male, female. Mm. And this also I will take it as a person name because I need to take this as a string input, and this will be person gender. Okay, so we have selected. So now in this three node, what we have added, it will ask the person first name to be entered, last name to be entered, and then gender to be entered. Once it is done, then I will make the HTTP call on using those values. So I'll just take this advance and then send HTTP request. And here we have to set it. So first of all, we need to identify the URL. So we'll go here and go to the API doc, and here I will select this post. Under the insert we are having this post operation, right? So I'll select this row and add this URI here into my configuration. So this is the URI where it will call. Okay, it's not selected. One second. Copy and paste. Okay, so URI I have selected. Now the method will be the post. Obviously, if you see here, the method is post. So I will select the method as post. And in the post, we have to pass the payload, right? The API key and the payload. So I'll select the API key here, parameter, and I will design the header and body. So in the header, I will have the few things. First of all, the accept, it will take the application JSON, and then we have the content type that I will provide the value as application JSON, and the another header will be the key that will be the API key, and sorry, this is not selected, so it is API key, and then the value of the API key I will provide. So this is my API key which I have copied. So this API key I'll paste here. So I have done this header setting. Now we have body. So body we have to no content. If you want to make the post call without any body, then you can select this no content. We can make the JSON if you know the JSON value. So you can paste the JSON. Then otherwise we can edit from the formula also. The formula basically it will expose the Power FX formula where we can take the dynamic value from the our variables and those things. So here if you see we are having the three columns to be passed here, right? One is the first name, last name, and the gender. So I will ask this one as a dynamically, which I have captured into the variable. So I'll create that JSON. Okay, so first one is first name, and that is topic. I'll open it in the tab. Topic dot first and first name. And then we are having last name, topic dot last name, and then gender, topic dot person gender, which we have captured. So like that we have created it. So basically you can see from using this under topic I have these variables, so it will capture like that. If you have some other thing to be captured, then you will have all those system variables what we have, right? Those we can access from here. So like that we can create it. Okay, so now I have designed it. Next is the response type. So when it will be called, then response will be coming, right? So that response we can set here as any, or if you know the response will come as a number, you can identify. If you have the sample response from where we can extract some information, then you can make that response as JSON also. You can configure it. Currently, I'll keep it as a any here. Okay, and next is when this is called, if it is returning the response value, then where it need to stored. So I'll create the variable for that. So I'll make this variable name as API response, and that it is post response. So API post response. Okay, so like that I have created. So now this response I can log send message to user that your request has been submitted. Your request has been submitted. And if it is returning anything in the response, then I can send that one into the message, so it is done. So now you can see it is completed. So once it is completed, then I will make that topic to end so that it will not execute further. So I have closed it. So I rename this topic as a post application HTTP request. Okay, so this is the topic name and I'll save it. So our design of the topic has been completed. So I will walk you through what we have done into this topic. The saving. Okay, done. So basically, what we do, the trigger is the automatically the generative AI automatically it will decide based on my questions to this topic. Once it is executed, it will ask user to enter the person name, that will be the first name, then the last name, and the gender. Once these values are stored into the variable, then I will make the HTTP call here, and this is post call where I will pass the header. In the header, I'm passing the accept application JSON API key and the content type. And then in the body, I'm having the person first name, which is coming from my topic variable, last name from the topic variable, gender from the topic variable. Okay, and the below, if you see here, we are having the request timeout. We can, it is default 3 minutes, so we can configure that if you want to. And if you have some response header coming, we can set it if you want to response header. And then is error handling. So basically, we have by default selected as a raise on error. Then what will happen is when the error will come, then it will execute the another topic where if you go to the topic there is on error, the on the error event there is one topic, it will be fired, and that basically logs the or basically send the message to the user that why this API call got failed. There is another option, continue in error. We will see that one in the same video, but we'll explore this later. So now we have saved it. Then whatever the response will come, we are just sending message to the user, and then we are closing the topic. So this is the design. So let's test it. So I will start it, and here once it is loaded, we'll ask this question. Okay, I want to add or create a application for my student. Okay, so I was asking this question. So now the AI has automatically decided this topic. It came to here. Now it is asking me the person first name. So I'll just give the person first name as it is Rahul. Okay. Then last name Dravid. Okay. And gender, I'll just give this male. Okay. Now it is making the API call and it has submitted the request just now. And if I'll go to my application here, now you can see the Rahul Dravid has been inserted here with the new row. So like that, you can make the HTTP call. So if you see further into this here, if you want to continue an error, so let me go and show you that here. If you want to continue an error, you will see it will ask the error handling, and here you will have the status code. So when like basically when error came, and you will have the different error code, right, like 400 500, and if you want to make some call on that, you can store it. So basically here I will create the variable for that. So I'll make this name as a status code. Okay, so the if API call is getting failed, then it will store this one in the status call here. Then if it is having any response message, sorry, error response message, that it will get stored under this variable. So I'll just give this name also, that is error response message. Okay, done. So now if you want, I can log this message here if it is failing. So I'll just send this message status code, and in the below we'll have the error message. So if it is API call is getting failed, then it will log that one, because basically what will happen, the status code will store the number 400 or 500 or something. If you are having 300, any error message comes, that will store it. And the another variable which we have created, um, that is for the message, so it will store the message. So to fail it, what I'm going to do is, in the payload I'll make the slide change. To do that, what I'm going to do, if you see the first name is with a small n, right, so I will make in the payload, I'll make the small change. that is capital N, so that it will fail here when it will be called. So I'll save it so that you will see that error message status and error message, it should come into the log, into the message. So to test it, I'm just doing this change. Okay, it is saved. I will refresh this. Okay, load it. I'll ask same question. I want to create a application for my students. Okay, came here asking the name. So I'll just give test, last name one, and something female. Now you can see what happened. This message has been logged. It has executed this one. Status was 400, and why it failed? Because it could not find the parameter, this one, column first name, which should be having the a small n. So if it is fine, then like that you can make the decision. You can branch it from here to the, you can call to the another topic based on your message what you get. Like that you can design it. There is, if you go to the properties here, the same thing you will see this design what we see here. So like that you can configure the HTTP request and you can make it use in your Copilot. So basically it will save your time, and if you want to fire some Azure functions from here, we can do that. Those things we can perform from here. And if you want to retrieve some information from third party system, you can retrieve it, and you want to operation do some operations on that, you can do that. So this is where it is useful. It is very powerful feature in the Copilot to make the data retrieval and post the data to the third-party system. So I hope now you understood this how to make the HTTP request call, and thank you for watching this video, guys.